The Young and the Restless spoilers next 3 weeks. Nick's rehab stint. Nikki seeks Jack's comfort. Audra gets messy. The Young and the Restless. Y&R spoilers for the next 3 weeks, April 27th to May 15th, reveal that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will need professional help. So Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, may need Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, support more than ever. Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, will also stir up trouble. So here's what Y&R fans can expect. The week of April 27th to May 1st will bring more clashing between Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, who could end up in the slammer if she doesn't transfer ownership of the Newmans' company. Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun will also leap into action in Las Vegas, so Nick's life may be saved thanks to her quick thinking and emergency treatment. Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will also score their freedom for now, but Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, will remain a threat as long as he's alive and still scheming. Back in Genoa City, Kane Ashby's Billy Flynn news about being Malcolm Winters, Shamar Moore, bone marrow donor match will pull Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, closer to him. Jack and Nikki will have some close moments of their own since they'll pretend they're romantically interested in each other as part of a desperate plan. Nikki and Jack will be working to make Victor and Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, jealous, but there's a chance these exes will struggle with some real feelings that bubble back up. During the week of May 4th to 8th, Nick may enter a rehab program and leave Nikki distraught over her son's drug addiction. That could give Nikki a reason to seek Jack's comfort and feel safe in his arms. As for Malcolm's life-saving procedure and Kane's involvement, all that will move forward as soon as possible. Dr. Stephanie Simmons, Vivica A. Fox, will reassure Lily along with Kane as his reconnection with Lily continues. Meanwhile, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, may move into a new phase of their pregnancy storyline that includes doctor visits, ultrasounds, and more. The week of May 11th to 15th should bring more bonding sessions for Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, so they may become a real couple at some point. Audra would love to be a couple with Noah again too, but Sienna will be standing in her way. Could Audra resort to some relationship sabotage to get Noah back? Whatever the case, Sienna may have more jealous moments ahead since Audra will keep popping up and trying to get Noah's attention. As for Kane and Lily, something tells us another kiss may be just around the corner for these two. Lily and Kane will find themselves on the road to a reunion soon enough. The Young and the Restless spoilers say fans will see some exciting romantic developments eventually, so stay tuned. The next 3 weeks on The Young and the Restless promise emotional meltdowns, dangerous temptations, shocking betrayals, and relationship chaos as Genoa City braces for one of its most dramatic stretches yet. Nick Newman's difficult rehab journey takes center stage, while Nikki Newman finds herself leaning emotionally closer to Jack Abbott again. At the same time, Audra Charles spirals into increasingly messy behavior that could destroy multiple lives before the dust settles. The emotional heart of the upcoming drama revolves around Nick, whose struggles finally become impossible to ignore. After weeks of emotional instability, physical exhaustion, and mounting pressure from every direction, Nick reaches a devastating turning point that forces the people around him to intervene. The next 3 weeks will reportedly push Nick into one of the darkest periods of his life as he agrees to begin a rehab stint designed to help him regain control before everything completely falls apart. Nick's situation has been building quietly for some time. Between non-stop family pressure, emotional heartbreak, dangerous confrontations, and lingering trauma, he has carried more emotional weight than almost anyone in Genoa City. Unfortunately, Nick's habit of bottling up pain instead of confronting it has finally caught up with him. The warning signs have been there for weeks, but now the consequences become impossible to avoid. The decision to enter rehab will not come easily for Nick. He hates appearing vulnerable, especially in front of his powerful family. Victor Newman has always expected strength from his children, and Nick often feels trapped between trying to live up to impossible standards and desperately wanting peace. Rehab may force Nick to confront emotional wounds he has avoided for years. The next 3 weeks will reportedly feature deeply emotional scenes as Nick struggles with guilt, denial, frustration, and fear about his future. There may even be moments where he questions whether recovery is truly possible. But despite his resistance, several people close to him refuse to give up hope. Sharon is expected to remain emotionally connected to Nick throughout this painful journey. No matter how complicated their history becomes, there is always a deep understanding between them. Sharon knows the emotional burdens Nick carries better than most people, and she may become one of his strongest sources of support during rehab. Meanwhile, Victor and Nikki will likely respond very differently to Nick's crisis. Victor may initially focus on solutions, control, and protecting the Newman image, while Nikki reacts from a place of emotional fear as a mother terrified of losing her son to self-destruction. Those conflicting reactions could spark new family tension just when the Newmans are already under enormous pressure. And speaking of Nikki, the next few weeks could reignite emotional complications involving Jack Abbott in a major way. As Nikki struggles emotionally over Nick's condition and growing instability within her family, she reportedly begins seeking comfort from Jack once again. That emotional closeness immediately raises red flags because the history between Nikki and Jack has always been incredibly complicated. Jack has long represented emotional safety and understanding for Nikki during difficult periods. Unlike Victor, who often approaches problems through control and power, Jack listens to Nikki in ways that make her feel emotionally seen. During moments of vulnerability, Nikki naturally gravitates toward that comfort. The upcoming episodes may show Nikki turning to Jack for support more frequently as fear surrounding Nick intensifies. Emotional conversations, private meetings, and lingering unresolved feelings could slowly pull them closer together again. Even if neither intends to cross romantic boundaries, emotional intimacy can quickly become dangerous in Genoa City. Victor will almost certainly notice the growing connection eventually, and that could trigger serious consequences. Victor has never fully trusted the emotional bond between Nikki and Jack, no matter how many years pass. Seeing Nikki lean on Jack during another family crisis may awaken old jealousy and resentment all over again. The tension becomes even more explosive because Jack himself appears emotionally vulnerable right now. With chaos unfolding across multiple storylines, Jack may find comfort in Nikki's presence just as much as she finds comfort in his. Shared emotional pain has reunited them before, and history may start repeating itself in dangerous ways. Some spoilers even hint that Victor's suspicions about Nikki and Jack could push him toward aggressive actions designed to separate them once and for all. If Victor feels emotionally threatened, there is no limit to how far he might go to regain control of the situation. Meanwhile, Audra Charles is heading straight toward chaos over the next 3 weeks as her increasingly messy behavior threatens to blow up multiple relationships and alliances. Audra has always been ambitious, seductive, and willing to take risks, but upcoming episodes suggest she may lose control of the complicated games she has been playing. One major issue is Audra's growing inability to balance manipulation with genuine emotion. She often believes she can outsmart everyone around her, but emotions are becoming harder for her to contain. Jealousy, insecurity, and desperation are beginning to influence her decisions, making her more reckless than usual. Audra's messy spiral reportedly impacts both her personal and professional life. Romantic tension, betrayal fears, and power struggles collide as she becomes entangled in increasingly dangerous situations. She may attempt to maintain control through manipulation, but every move risks making things worse. Kyle Abbott could become one of the biggest casualties of Audra's emotional chaos. Their complicated chemistry has already created major problems, but the next few weeks may push things into even more destructive territory. Trust issues, jealousy, and emotional games could explode between them, especially if Claire becomes more deeply involved in the situation. Claire herself may find her patience wearing thin as Audra's behavior becomes harder to ignore. If Claire suspects Audra is intentionally sabotaging relationships or manipulating emotions for personal gain, confrontation may become inevitable. And once tempers explode, there may be no coming back from the damage. There is also growing speculation that Audra may accidentally expose secrets she desperately wanted hidden. The messier her emotional state becomes, the harder it will be for her to maintain carefully constructed lies. One emotional outburst or impulsive mistake could unravel everything. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Phyllis continues hovering dangerously close to another major meltdown of her own. The pressure surrounding multiple family crises and unresolved emotional wounds may push her into unpredictable territory again. Phyllis thrives on chaos in some ways, but even she appears increasingly shaken by recent events. Billy Abbott also faces emotional turbulence as personal and professional tensions collide. His instinct to rescue people emotionally often creates more problems than solutions, and upcoming episodes may show Billy getting pulled into conflicts he cannot control. His relationships could suffer badly if he continues trying to play hero for everyone around him. Sally Spectra may soon find herself questioning whether stability is even possible anymore in Genoa City. The emotional chaos surrounding her keeps expanding, and difficult choices may force her to reevaluate where her loyalties truly belong. As the next 3 weeks unfold, emotional cracks continue spreading across nearly every major relationship. Families fracture under pressure. Romantic temptations intensify. Hidden fears surface. Old rivalries reignite. And multiple characters begin realizing that the emotional stability they fought to build may not survive much longer. Nick's rehab storyline alone promises heartbreaking emotional moments as he confronts painful truths about himself and his future. Nikki's growing reliance on Jack threatens to awaken dangerous old feelings that could devastate Victor. Audra's increasingly reckless behavior risks destroying relationships, careers, and alliances all at once. And in true Young and the Restless fashion, the emotional fallout from these storylines will almost certainly create even bigger disasters down the road. One emotional confession could destroy a marriage. One betrayal could trigger revenge. One reckless decision could change lives forever. Genoa City is heading toward a storm of heartbreak, temptation, emotional collapse, and shocking revelations, and by the time these next 3 weeks end, several lives may never look the same again.